Well, in this short presentation, I'm going to take you through the applications process and the entry requirements and the timetable structure of the courses that we offer in the sixth form. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that there are entry requirements when it comes to applying for advanced level courses. Now, this is consistent with schools and colleges right across the country. Because if you're deciding that you're going to apply to do an advanced level course, an AS or an A2 course, or indeed any level 3 course, then you need to be aware that the challenge of those is significantly greater than the challenge of the GCSEs that you're working towards at the moment. So in order to make sure that you're able to join the sixth form, the first sort of hurdle that you need to get over is that you need, come August with your results, to achieve at least 5 GCSE or equivalent courses with grades of C, or if it's a vocational course, a pass or better. Those are known as level 2 passes. And we need to know that you are prepared to put in hard work. So based on the data that we collect from your teachers and goes home in your progress reports, we're looking for effort grades of good and excellent. In addition to that basic entry requirement, when it comes to the specific subjects that you might want to follow, in most circumstances, we would expect you to have achieved at least a B or a merit, if it's a vocational course, in a related subject at GCSE in Key Stage 4. So you're looking for grade Bs at least in the subjects that you want to do. AS Maths is slightly more challenging again, in that in most circumstances we would be looking for that grade B or higher to be from the higher tier maths course. And that's because if you get a grade B in the intermediate tier, while that has demonstrated that you've done really, really well, you haven't actually been taught any of the A-star topics which are required when you start AS Maths. So if you're thinking about doing AS Maths and you're not in the higher tier, then it's worth you having a chat with your teacher. And if you end up in August that you haven't achieved a grade C in English or Maths, we will need you to resit those in the sixth form, and that's because in order to get the Advanced Welsh Baccalaureate qualification, you do need to have level 2 passes in Maths and English. And the best guide we can give you at the moment, as far as your credibility and eligibility for the courses you might be interested in, is take a look back at the target and projected grades that went home in your autumn progress reports. So here's an example of somebody's report, and this student has got Bs as targets and projected Bs in pretty much everything apart from religious studies. So if this student wanted to choose to do, say, English and Maths or a science qualification, then I think that they could apply for that and be reasonably confident that they will make the grade for those qualifications in August. So that's about entry requirements. Now I'll just explain a little bit about how the courses are structured in the sixth form, because up until now you have had timetables where every hour of every day across the 2-week timetable has lessons timetabled within it. That's not the case in the sixth form. You will have study time which is yours to use and yours to organise in addition to timetabled lessons. So each AS course that we deliver has 8 hours of teaching time per fortnight. So if you choose to do 3 ASs, then that's 24 hours of time across the 2-week timetable. And generally, each subject is delivered by 2 teachers. There are 1 or 2 subjects. PE, for example, usually has a 3-teacher delivery. But generally, if you choose a subject like geography or maths, then the 8 hours will be split up between the 2 teachers. When you're applying initially, we would want you to choose 3 AS courses, and we can review that at a later date if you find that 3 AS courses is too much for you, and that is something that is done in discussion with Miss Nicholas, who does the transition from year 11 to year 12. And as well as those 3 AS courses, you're also required to follow the Advanced Welsh Bac course and the Advanced Skills Challenge certificate that forms part of that. Now, when we look at the subjects that we offer at Greenhill, you can see there that's quite an extensive group of subjects, many of which just lead on from subjects that you may already be following at GCSE, but subjects like medical science, media studies, and the BTEC Level 3 are courses that would be new to you. So there's quite a choice there that you can pick from and just base your studies in Greenhill. However, in addition to those courses, you have opportunities to study a wider range of courses by blending your choices in Greenhill with additional choices delivered by Pembrokeshire College in Haverfordwest. The college have their own entry requirements, and a copy of those you can get linked from this website. And the way that the structure works is that on Tuesdays and Fridays, the federated courses are delivered in Pembrokeshire College or Haverfordwest High, and you wouldn't come to school on those days. You would catch the college bus to Haverfordwest from your local pickup in your own village, and similarly at the end of those days you would get the college bus home. So there'd be no cost for transport, but on those days you wouldn't be attending school. When it comes to Haverfordwest High, there's usually a choice of maybe half a dozen subjects that you can decide to take from Haverfordwest High rather than the college. But at the moment we haven't been provided with those lists other than further maths. So if you were considering further maths, you would be taking the further maths course at Haverfordwest High, but you would also need to do the full A-level maths here at Greenhill. So the blend of courses that are offered by Pembrokeshire College really enhance the choices that are available to you across your 3 ASs. So you can see there quite a considerable additional range of subjects. Now, the courses that are on offer at this stage don't always end up running when we come to September, and that's because the cost of running advanced courses is very high, and in order to make them financially viable for the school, there has to be enough pupils following the course in order to make sure that it's cost effective. There are 2 points when we make the decision on that. The first one is following the application deadline, which is at the end of February. If we find a course only has a very small number of students applying for it, then we may take the decision that we won't run that course in September. And then similarly, there's a second opportunity for us to review that, which is following the GCSE results in August. On the initial application, there may have been enough students wishing to take the course for us to consider running it. However, if lots of students opting for the course don't get the necessary GCSE results in August and don't come back to the sixth form or don't choose the course, then in rare circumstances we make that decision in August. If you end up being affected by that at either of those points, then we will contact you as soon as we can so that you have an opportunity to reconsider what else you can choose. So then we come to the options structure, and there are 4 different ways that you can choose to follow your studies including the sixth form at Green Hill. So pathway 1 is the most straightforward. It's where you're going to choose to take all 3 of your A-level subjects and your Welsh back at Green Hill. Pathway 2, which at the moment would be the further maths pathway would be, you'd be based at Green Hill, but on Tuesdays and Fridays you'd be catching the bus to get you to Haverfordwest High. Then pathway 3 would be based at Green Hill, apart from on Tuesdays and Fridays when you would catch the college bus to Pembrokeshire College. And then the fourth pathway is the full-time BTEC Level 3 National Extended Certificate in Sports Coaching. That's run by an independent company here at Green Hill called the LLS, or the Little League Sports Company. And if you choose that, then that would be a full-time course just focusing on that BTEC Level 3 qualification. You can't follow that course in conjunction with any other A-level courses. And just like the options process that you followed a few years back when you were applying to choose courses in year 10 from year 9, the subjects are organised into blocks. They need to be organised into blocks because we need confidence that we can timetable the courses and have the staff available to deliver them. So if we look at pathway 1, this is if you are considering just doing the Green Hill courses, you would choose 3 subjects plus the Welsh Baccalaureate. So from each option block, you would need to choose a subject. So for example, if you were considering taking physics, chemistry and maths, then you would choose physics in option A, Welsh Baccalaureate in option B, chemistry in option C, and mathematics in option D. What you wouldn't be able to take, for example, would be English, literature and maths, because they are in the same option block. However, as I'll point out in a couple of slides, there are ways where it is still possible to do English, lit and maths by blending your courses with the college. So just on this combination of attending Green Hill, there are up to 108 different ways or different combinations of subjects that you're able to choose. And those combinations cater fully for students who are thinking further down the line into university and beyond, that want to follow humanities degrees, science degrees, engineering, and so on. So you really don't need to go any further than Green Hill sixth form to satisfy most combinations that will get you into good universities to follow well-respected courses. Pathway 2 is the further maths pathway, and you'll see there that the option C is the one that is the federated block. So if you wanted to consider doing let's say physics, further maths, then you would choose physics in option A, Welsh Baccalaureate in option B, further maths in option C, and if you choose further maths, you have to choose maths at Green Hill in option D. Now I state there that there are usually up to 252 combinations when we bring in the Haverfordwest High choices, and that's certainly the case, but at the moment, as I mentioned earlier, we don't yet know what other subjects Haverfordwest High will be offering. As soon as I do know, I will share that with Year 11 students. And then we come to option C, options pathway 3, which is federation with Pembrokeshire College. And that also replaces our option block C. But what you will notice is that there are actually 2 blocks you can pick from in the college. And I will show you now how that would enable you to pick maths and English literature, because you would be able to pick English literature at Green Hill, because English literature isn't offered at the college, although a slightly different course called English Language and Literature is. So you would pick English Lit at Green Hill, and you would choose to do Maths at Pembrokeshire College. Now, the way the college blocks are structured is that you're able to choose from either one of those, or if you wished, you could choose one from each. So if, for example, you wanted to take, let's say, what should we go for? Digital technology, computer science, law, and Welsh Bac, then you would pick Welsh Baccalaureate on option A. That has to be taken at Green Hill. Digital technology on B. Computer science on College Block 2. Law on College Block 4. And then you wouldn't choose anything on option Block D. Or you could just choose one course there. So if you wanted to choose physics, computer science, and maths, you would pick physics at A, Welsh Bac at B, computer science, College Block 2, and maths on option D. Or you could have chosen maths on option 4. So when we're combining our courses, our offer with the college offer, there's actually nearly 3,000 different combinations of subjects that you could pick. So it really is a multitude of different combinations of courses that you can choose. Inevitably, there will still be the odd combination that won't work, which is unfortunate, but it is inevitable when we have to make this work, not only on the Greenhill timetable, but also tying it in with the sixth form timetables in Haverfordwest High and the college. And then option 4 is, as I mentioned earlier, the full-time course on the BTEC Level 3 Extended Certificate in Sports Coaching. And when you do that, you're based in Green Hill, but you also undertake 2 days a week of work experience. So hopefully what you've seen interests you, and hopefully there is a pathway that will give you a combination of subjects that you want to follow. What you need to do next is follow the online process of applying via Hub, and I'll share with you the address in the next couple of slides. Please talk to your subject teachers about the fact that you are considering picking up their course at advanced level and get their opinion on your suitability for it. On the 7th of February is the Year 11 Progress Evening, where you and your parents have the opportunity to sit down with your subject teachers and again talk about your progress towards your GCSEs this summer, and also talk around whether or not the advanced version of that subject is right for you. Every year we have a very small number of students who wish to take 4 AS subjects in addition to the Welsh Bac. Now that's quite a demanding thing for any student to do, and if that is something that you wish to consider, then it's important that you have a conversation with myself in the first instance. But the students that do end up taking that generally tend to be students who want to do further maths, but still want to have a little bit of breadth in their choices. But very much they're students that end up achieving all A's and A stars in their GCSEs. So we can have that conversation now, but again, it'll be something then that we will return to come your results in August. The deadline that I've set for applications is Tuesday the 1st of March, which is your first day back in school after half term. And the online application form, the way that you can get to that is either by scanning that QR code or following that tinyurl.com web address, and that will take you there. You need to be logged into your Hub account in order to access it, and then the whole process is fairly straightforward in completing that form. It's a little bit more complicated if you want to apply for a federated course at the college, because not only do you need to complete our online application form to do that, but you also need to complete the college's online application form. And I've done a short video clip which helps you through that process, which should be linked on the Options Evening website next to this one. And then once you've applied, as soon as we can, usually by the end of the spring term, we will be in a position to confirm the courses that you've applied for and whether or not they will be running. If, and lots of people do, you change your mind once you've made that application, it's not the end of the world. You just need to let me know, either coming to talk to me in school or emailing me at my email address, which is on the screen there. And then once you've had your results in August, you have an opportunity again to change your mind. You may have done particularly better in a subject and feel than you were expecting, and now want to take that at A level, or similarly, you may have not have done as well as you hoped in a subject and need to change for that. So on the results day, when you collect your results, you will be having a short discussion with one of our heads of houses or AOLE leaders who will discuss your results with you and discuss your options for post-16 to make sure that you're happy with the courses you are going to embark upon in September. Okay, so hopefully that takes you through and it gives you an understanding of the application process and how your lessons will be structured. Do have a look at the little other clip where I talk you through the application process.